For these Mississippi mud bars, you're going to want to mix together in a bowl 2 cups of sugar, just regular granulated sugar, three-fourths cup of butter. And you want to cut those into chunks. And then you're going to want to blend this till the sugar and the butter is combined. And then to this, you're going to add 4 eggs, which I already have cracked in this bowl, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then you're going to mix that up well. And then you're going to add in the flour, which is 2.5 cups of flour. No, 1.5 cups of flour. The cocoa powder, which is 1/3 cup. 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder. 4ths. Just go a little bit shy of 1 teaspoon and I'll call it 3/4. A pinch of baking soda. And 1/8 teaspoon of salt. This is 1/4 teaspoon, so I'll just put half of that, which would be 1/8. And so then you blend this well. So that is blended well, and to that you're going to add 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts, half a cup of chocolate chips, and 1.5 cups of sweetened shredded coconut. These are very rich and decadent cookie bars, which is just perfect for the holidays. So this is a 1/2 cup measure, so I'm going to do 3 of these. And then you just mix this briefly till everything is incorporated. So once this batter is all completely blended up, then you're going to put it into a 9x13 baking pan, which I have sprayed with cooking spray. So then you bake these in a 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. until they are set and firm to the touch. And then once they come out of the oven, you have to spread them with this marshmallow cream, this entire tub of marshmallow cream, and then you have to put them in the refrigerator and refrigerate them for about 3 hours before you put the frosting on. So I'm going to go ahead and get these baked, and when they're ready to frost, I'll bring you back and I will show you how to make the frosting, and we will finish these yummy Mississippi mud bars. We'll get them all finished up. Okay friends, it is several hours later. This has been chilling in the refrigerator for several hours. It said in the book 3 hours or longer, and it's been longer than 3 hours because it is now 8 o'clock at night, and I'm just now getting a chance to finish these up. Once they came out of the oven and they were still really hot, I took that jar of marshmallow cream and spread it on the base while it was still really hot, and it, as you can see, it made it kind of melt. It made it much easier to spread. So now I'm going to make the frosting that's going to go on top, and then once you frost these, you stick them back in the refrigerator. You kind of have to keep them chilled in order to cut them properly, because they're kind of a sticky, gooey, messy, yummy treat. So to this mixing bowl, you're going to put 3 cups of confectioner's sugar, or in the UK and other places you call it icing sugar, but in the United States we call it confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar. Then you add 1/2 cup of butter or margarine, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I am out of my liquid vanilla, so I'm just going to add some of this powdered vanilla. And I'm not even going to measure, I'm just going to dump a little in because I'm tired and want to get this done. And more vanilla the better, as far as I'm concerned. Then 1/2 cup of cocoa powder, and then 1/2 cup of evaporated milk. Now, since I am making this dairy-free, I'm going to use some of this nut pods, the unsweetened original, and this is like a dairy-free substitute for evaporated milk. And we need 1/2 cup of that. So you just mix all of these ingredients well until it says until it is stiff and glossy. We'll see what that means. Well, I don't know how stiff this is going to get because I have to use margarine instead of real butter. It kind of changes the consistency of things a little bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and blend this until it's completely smooth, and even if it doesn't get stiff. When this is all ready to go and ready to get spread onto the bars, I'll bring you back. Well, the frosting is definitely thinner than it would have been had I been able to use real butter, but it'll still be good. I'm just going to drizzle it over the top and just put a thin coating on, and this will go back in the fridge and it will firm up in the fridge. It's kind of more like a ganache type coating than a frosting consistency. I'm going to have to make a note in my cookbook not to use Bluebonnet light margarine in my baking ever again. I've used it in the past and I've never had a problem, and I believe they changed the formula of the margarine because now it's just not working. But these are going to be good, even though they're going to be messy. Even in the recipe book it says they're going to be really messy. So there they are. I'm not going to cut them on camera because they need to chill again, and I'm ready to wrap this day up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I will have the recipe in the description box below. And my only advice to you would be to use real butter if you can. If you have to be dairy free, maybe use shortening or something in the frosting instead of a dairy free like margarine, because it just doesn't work as well. Thanks so much for watching, friends, and we will talk to you later. Bye bye.